Hey guys, Richard at Ryden's Room here. This is part 2 of my South Park Season 3 DVD. I just split this into 2 parts because of how long it had gotten. So how long the video would have been if I did it all in one go. So yeah, first half's absolutely great. No real bad episodes in there. The only like badness, I suppose, is the bad character, such as Jakov. But overall, great set of episodes for like roughly halfway through. So straight on to the next part. This is the Halloween episode, following on from Season 1 and 2's Pink Eye and... what was it? Spooky Fish. This one's Korn's Groovy Pirate Ghost Mystery. It's basically a Scooby-Doo episode with Korn, who are voicing themselves. These pirate ghosts basically attack the people of South Park, and Korn, who apparently do devil music and the priest's eyes, get the blame, and it's pretty funny. You got another costume competition in there, much like before. Kenny loses again because everyone dresses Chewbacca and Wendy wins. Kenny's 80-80 type walker from Star Wars isn't good enough costume, so he loses. And at the end, in a like after credits, mid-credits minute, Kenny's ship is tow cabled and shot down. Great stuff. Yeah, it's an alright episode. It's fun. The guys from Corner, good laugh, and I do love some of the stuff in there. Cartman getting his his Christmas present early, which is Antonio Banderas love doll. Of course, is not his Christmas present, but he's convinced it is. He decides to use it for Halloween and then wrap it up and act all surprised when he gets it. Great stuff. Even one of the members of Korn, I don't know this band, so else I don't know if this is like real or not, but yeah, one of the members actually recognises the doll straight away. Wow, is that the blow up Antonio Banderas doll? Yeah, it's alright. Much better Halloween episodes, but it's a fun one, but it's usually hard to skip. Next episode, Chin Pokemon. Now this is an all-time classic. I love that they've even referenced this again, with Pokemon Go. Are you going to do another Pokemon episode? No, we did Chin Pokemon. I'm pretty sure it's Chinpo is penis in Japanese. It's great, of course. Pokemon, this was like 1999. Pokemon was like building up steam big time, mainly the games, but also the cartoon in America, UK. And this is all about it. Everyone's got to buy their Chin Pokemon toys. I should put up a Pokemon Pop Fungo in view, but I need them to have one. Oh. There we go. Yeah, this will be Pikachu, although he looks more like Pichu. But yeah, basic Pikachu is in there. He is Lambtron in the Chin Pokemon episode. It's absolutely hysterical. I mean, it's all about buying. Even the slogan in the commercial is "Buy, buy, buy." And they've just got the funniest ones ever. You've got a penguin called Penguin. You've got Pikachu, who's just called Lambtron. It's like a yellow lamb with a cannon on his arm. And you've got Shu, the greatest Chin Pokemon ever. I think it was says, I think Chin Pokemon is Chin Pokerific. I got Shu. Great stuff, and it's just all about spending. How the kids are like basically having consumerism forced on them. And of course, it's not. First, you got to buy the Chin Pokemon toys, and you got to buy the special game for your game controller for your console. Then you got to go to a Chin Pokemon camp, and it's all a plot by the Japanese to have the kids become Japanese fighter pilots and bomb Pearl Harbor. And it's just so damn funny. At any time there's any suspicion whatsoever, the Japanese get around it by telling all the men of South Park they've got very big penises. And that includes Bill Clinton, who quickly forgets that the Japanese are pretty much planning to wage war on America. Very, very funny. They just nail everything. You got the stupid Chin Pokemon like Shu. You got Donkey Tron, and it's obvious what that is, and it's just a perfect episode. Series 3, so early on, but the fact they can do something like that just shows how good these writers are. Next episode is Hooked on Monkey Phonics. Again, this one I kind of skip, and it kind of bugs me. South Park is one of those few shows that actually things that happen in one series do carry over. It's not quite like series 18, where things from the beginning, like the kids walking out of school and then having to return like later, as various everyone remembers, or PC Principal appearing and then coming into the end. He's like on his quest for bringing PC justice to the world, or even the election series when it was pretty much one long running storyline, which they admit was wrecked by Donald Trump becoming president instead of Hillary Clinton. But back in the beginning, they did little things that would carry over, not just new characters being introduced early to show up with big roles later, just little things were mentioned like. It's not quite as big as what come later, but effectively, if a new character is introduced, they stick around. In this episode, it's about like homeschooling. Cartman realizes you can be homeschooled, and of course decides to quit school and be homeschooled. Of course, doesn't do anything. His mum gets him this monkey with this thing called Hooked on Monkey Phonics to teach him to be a better speller. Doesn't work at all. Cartman, whenever at his monkey, can't spell the word chair. decides to be homeschooled, doesn't do any homeschooling, just sleeps all day. Of course, his mum is not got out to help, and then you get these homeschool kids. Kyle gets a crush on a girl, and her brother comes to school, gets picked on relentlessly because he's like homeschooled and has no idea how social structure works or anything. Like he can tell that like Stan seems to like Pip, but also likes tormenting him, and he's shocked that Stan and Cartman start like slapping each other and having a go. And by the end, he realizes how to find his place in school when Kyle effectively turns his sister into a slut. He like defends his sister and like pummels Kyle. Then all the kids accept him, but then they're gone by the next episode. It's a bit of a waste, to be honest. Because South Park is one that they don't really do that, and it felt like a bit of it's a bit jarring for that to actually happen. Oh well. Yeah, good episode, but pretty skippable. Next episode, Starving Marvin in Space. Now this is just hysterical again. This is like much like Jar Jar showing up because Phantom Menace. Clearly the same. This is like the Star Wars episode. Starving Marvin like shows up again. The Ethiopians, of which been enslaved by Christians. It's not as bad as it sounds. Basically, they've got their missionaries in Ethiopia to like bringing the Lord of Jesus to like starving Africans, and of course they don't care about the Ethiopians whatsoever. It's just about spreading the message, convincing them if they accept the word of Christ, they will get food. It's really, really bad. And basically, Starving Marvin escapes. This alien from a planet called Markla lands in Ethiopia, meets the natives. Unfortunately, those turn out to be a pack of lions who quickly devour the guy from Markla. It's just the way of talking for their species is great. Everything and everyone is referred to as Markla. It's like greetings from Markla. I am Markla. Good Markla to you. And then there's the lines of us, and he's like, oh, Markla. They quickly devour him. Basically, Marvin just takes the spaceship, lands and goes to other places, try basically get away from the missionaries and get a good place for his people. Lands in Australia. They're happy to let them live there, but they have a set of missionaries nearby, so Marvin's quickly gone. Finds his way to Cartman's house, destroys Cartman's house in the process, takes him away in his ship, but Cartman will later claim he's under duress when he ends up, when he's like, later on, I'll get to that. Basically, they find this planet called Markla. Like, they've got a big red button on the ship, opens this wormhole and sends them there. They're probably willing to let the Ethiopians stay there because they've got this huge, perfect planet. They leave. Of course, the government want the spaceship back because they see that they want it for themselves. No other reason. Then, of course, you've got the boys say that they want to get the Ethiopians away because they've got a nice place for them to go to. Do they know the word of God coming? No, it's perfect. And of course, the Christians just want to take over themselves as well. Don't want to lose the Ethiopians. I imagine it's probably good advertising money. But yeah, in the end, effectively, they all end up on Markla. Sally Struthers comes back. She's a little bit heavier than she was before. She's basically Jabba the Hutt. And yeah, she's up this spaceship as well. It's pretty funny. It's just so damn insane. Cartman can't remember how to get to the planet Markla, but even though it's just a big red button on the screen, his response when it's like, you dumbass Cartman, how can you remember? It's like, hey, I was under duress. So mad. And yeah, in the end, they save the day by basically Kyle understands the language about Markla, how everything and everyone is Markla. It's like, these talking about the Christians, these Markla have no good Markla to be Markla. It just goes on, and like the Marklas totally understand. Like, young Markla, your Marklas are wise. You Marklas can stay. You Marklas must go. And they just you feel the Christians like, you will burn forever until hellfire. Yes, that's nice. It's pretty funny, and just there's a great subplot when I don't know the guy's real. I can't remember his name. He's basically asking for pledges. Not just for money to help build the church. He's asking for like proper space parts. Like, he needs better tractor beams, better shields, need to build better intergalactic cruisers. Great. And you just see the guy just has enough. He's like, I don't believe this. Very, very funny. It's just so over the top with the whole mark. I think it's a stupid song. Soaring so high across the world. You assume it's just background music that's like playing, by obviously the characters can't hear it. It's actually just a song on the radio with the spaceship. Yeah, pretty funny. It's just so crazed, and great episode. Next episode is the Red Badge of Gayness. This is a good one. I tend to skip it. It's like, in a way, it's skippable because it's just kind of like long and it goes on a bit. Basically, they're doing a Civil War reenactment, and Cartman is convinced the North win the Civil War, so he effectively gets all the people on the South win the Civil War. He gets all the people who are playing the Southerners, like Jimbo, etc. Gets them completely drunk. They decide they need to win and start taking their message to every other country in America, and it all ties with Bill Clinton's actually willing to sign an official document saying that the South won the Civil War. God knows how that will affect things going forward. But yeah, it seems Cartman may have some evidence about something he's done on him, so he's perfectly happy signing it. I think it's Bob Doll. Yeah, it's just the Southern states who needs him. But in the end, it's all a reenactment. Cartman's adult allies are just so drunk they have no idea what's going on, and Kyle and Stan just reenact the official surrender, and everything works out. All the adults get as much booze as they want for a year, and yeah, Cartman loses, is forced to become their slave. As slavery is a huge part of the Civil War, Bill Clinton says they can't make him their slave, and they just to hell with it. The whole thing was basically a waste of time. Great stuff. Cartman, you can see Planet Markiplier when they tear his fake beard off his face. His scream can be heard all the way through that galaxy. Yeah, very funny episode, but it's still, as funny as it is, not one I tend to go back to. Next episode is Mr. Hanky's Christmas Classics. When I was younger, me and my brother would always skip this episode. We just realised, it's not telling a full story like other Christmas episodes. It's just a selection of songs, and as long as you enjoy the music, there's a lot to love in there. Some great songs in there. So Garrison singing about how bad Christmas is. Satan singing a song called Christmas Time in Hell, and you've got a couple other great ones. One is Jesus and Santa singing Christmas songs involving them. So Jesus is putting me into all of his Christmas songs. Come and see me. And Santa's doing the same sort of thing when his name comes up just him, and then Santa gets mad because all the songs about Jesus and not him, start singing Rio by Duran Duran, which is all good. And then the other one is this great medley. Kyle's spinning a dreidel, and everyone basically joins in. Stan's singing, it's that dreidel. You listen to the clip on YouTube or something. I can't really sing it. It's just too great. Cartman songs about how dreidels really gay. Carl's mum is about their people win when the dreidel spins. And Carl's dad's singing about how hot Courtney Cox is. Great stuff. That's a funny episode. It's no real story. It's just a bunch of Christmas songs. I'm pretty sure they're on the CD, but definitely recommended. Just it's good to have 20 minutes where it's not an actual proper episode. Next episode is Are You There, God? It's Me, Jesus. This is effectively their Millennium episode, but it's not a Y2K one. It's just the year 2000. Of course, the people expect Jesus to have something big planned. He does. He gets Rod Stewart to play live for the first time in years, which doesn't go too well. And Rod Stewart isn't quite at full health. Yeah, the public get quite mad. Jesus is trying to rely on God to bail him out. Doesn't happen. They decide to crucify Jesus. They're putting on the gayest show in history. But then God does show up. And God, let's say, doesn't look human. He's weird. I can't describe it. But again, look it up. But it looks nothing like you'd expect it to. That's clearly what Mantray planned. And then the other plot is the subplot of the episode. Cartman thinks he has reached maturity because he is now having his period. Turns out most of the boys in South Park are having their periods due to an illness. And of course, when God actually shows up and is only willing to ask one question, Stan makes it all about him and asks why he hasn't got his period. Stan, of course, finds out the truth. God just tells him it's just an infection that his friends have got. The crowd aren't happy, and the credits decide to crucify Stan. Yeah, great episode. It's fun that it wasn't a Y2K episode like other shows did. Simpsons did in a Halloween one. Family Guy did in a episode that didn't really happen. And yeah, it's always good that they could do big deal episodes like the Millennium, but not necessarily about the Y2K, which, come on, who really believed that? I was 14 in 1999, and I remember it so well. Everyone was convinced the world's going to end. It's what, because clocks can't change one digit? Nah, it was never going to happen, but great comedy to be used in how we were reacting to it. And the final episode, Worldwide Record a Concert. Basically, I think it's a new year, roughly in the new year, some point in the new year. Then lots of South Park episodes, we do a timeline, but all the kids, all the fourth grade classes from every school around goes off to do a recorder thing. It's absolutely terrible. Cartman and Kenny are convinced there's a brown noise. I swear that does not exist. To try and find that. So their plot is kind of having that, and eventually they do find it. It turns out it exists, and they plan to use it on these asshole New Yorker kids. And it all goes wrong because in the end, everyone plays that note like live on TV, causing the entire world to crap their pants, and some, like Kenny, die from it. And the other plot, which I think is much funnier, is Mr. Garrison confronting the childhood trauma, the sexual abuse that he suffered. He can't going back to his hometown, making him remember his dad sexually abusing him, or rather his dad not sexually abusing him. So Garrison's convinced there was something wrong with him because dad didn't molest him, because that's what he hears about child molestation. Of course, Mr. Garrison is so messed up, and that's one of the funniest things he's ever done. In the end, he gets his wish. His dad appears to molest him, though it's the singer Kenny G. Mr. Garrison's none the wiser. He even tells his kindergarten students about it eventually. It's so wrong. So yeah, series 3, overall, very strong series. A couple of episodes I tend to skip over, but definitely better than series 2, and I'll say series 1 as well. Obviously helps there's more episodes, but yeah, good one. But I think series 4, might need to just watch a few episodes again, but I think series 4 I preferred. But series 3, great one. I can't remember what ratings I gave to the first two. It doesn't really matter, but 9 out of 10, definitely. Okay, and that's it. I will see you next time. If you like this video and part 1, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.